Jamaica has recorded 735 new cases and 4 additional COVID-19 fatalities, increasing the total of confirmed cases now to 97,066 and total fatalities to 2,483. The deceased are 2 women aged 55 and 66 years, as well as 2 males aged 72 and 82 years, all from St. Catherine. The Ministry of Health and Wellness says the deaths occurred between September 12, 2021 and January 2, 2022. Meanwhile, of the new cases, 421 are females and 314 are males, ranging in age from 25 days to 102 years. In tonight's COVID-19 parish breakdown, Kingston and St. Andrew recorded 436 cases, St. Catherine recorded 67 cases, St. James 59 cases, Westmoreland and St. Thomas recorded 25 cases each, Portland and St. Anne recorded 21 cases each, Clarendon recorded 20 cases, Manchester 17 cases, Trelawney recorded 14 cases, while St. Mary recorded 13 cases, Hanover 11, St. Elizabeth recorded 6 cases. In the meantime, there were 83 additional recoveries, increasing the total of recovered persons now to 66,147. Still tonight, investigators from the parish of Westmoreland say they are still trying to establish the motive behind yesterday morning's gun attack at a section of Carawina district, resulting in the deaths of 2 brothers. Those killed have been identified as 43-year-old Dervin Jones and his younger brother, 41-year-old Sheldon Jones, both of Carawina district in Petersfield in the parish. Reports from the Whithorn police coming into our news center are that shortly after 12 a.m., the brothers were sitting in their yard while having a drink when they were ambushed by armed men and fatally shot. Their bodies were discovered with multiple gunshot wounds at daybreak. They were transported to the Savannah Lamar Hospital, where they were pronounced dead. Investigators also stated that robbery has been ruled out as a motive behind this recent attack, as one of the brothers, Dervin, had just returned from the Cayman Islands and was found still in possession of a large sum of cash at the time of his death. The police are asking persons with information that can assist in their investigations to call the Savannah Lamar Police, Police Emergency 119, Crime Stop at 311, or the nearest police station. A total of 5 persons have been murdered in Westmoreland since the start of 2022. As we continue with the news, 40-year-old Sherwin Newell, otherwise called Peck, an alleged member of the Taylorland gang who was wanted for murder, was captured by members of the SWAT team of Specialized Operations Branch and members of the St. Catherine North Police in the wee hours of this morning. It has been reported that Newell was taken into custody in August Town, Glen Gough in St. Catherine between the hours of 11 p.m. to 4:30 a.m. during a mission-driven operation. Newell was featured as wanted by the St. Andrews Central Police for the July 2011 murder of Odari Maitland, otherwise called Pow Pow, which occurred on Lyndhurst Road in Kingston. Investigations are ongoing. Still making Mello TV news tonight, a man suspected of using a homemade gun to carry out a gun salute on New Year's Day has been charged under the Firearms Act. He is 20-year-old Corey Brown of Casinor Drive, Nago Head in St. Catherine. He has been charged with illegal possession of firearm and ammunition. Reports coming into our news center are that at approximately 12:01 a.m., law enforcement officers were on patrol in the community when they heard explosions. The team went to investigate and Brown was seen with a homemade gun. He was accosted and the weapon found in his waistband loaded with one 12-gauge cartridge. Brown is scheduled to appear before the gun court on Friday, January 14. The new Manchester Family Court, which was last month handed over to the judiciary by the Ministry of Justice, will become operational tomorrow, January 6. Director of Client Services Communications and Information at the Court Administration Division, CAD, Mrs. Kadish Fletcher, said that all family-related matters that were previously listed in the Manchester Parish Court will now be heard at the Manchester Family Court. The Manchester Family Court is located at 2 Park Crescent and was established following refurbishing work on the old Mandeville Courthouse. That court was substantially damaged by fire in November of 2019. It has now been outfitted with new office spaces, audiovisual equipment, and a children's lounge. Meanwhile, the Court Administration Division, CAD, wishes to advise the public of the new operating hours for the Clarendon Parish Court. The court will now open at 9:30 a.m. and will close at 2:30 p.m. Mondays to Fridays. In other news tonight, Councillor for the Spring Garden Division of the St. James Municipal Corporation, Dwight Crawford, is laying the blame for Montego Bay's unbearable traffic congestion squarely at the feet of the National Works Agency, NWA, and indisciplined drivers, to include those who transport employees of the business process outsourcing BPO companies. Addressing the monthly meeting of the St. James Municipal Corporation's Strategic Committee yesterday, Councillor Crawford said the NWA has been dragging its feet in relation to synchronizing the traffic lights across Montego Bay, which in his opinion will eliminate the bottlenecks at major intersections. He said, quote, "The NWA is operating at a level that is not in keeping with the changing times. Montego Bay has grown over the years, and obviously more motorists are either moving around in the city or passing through. The constant bottlenecks which motorists have been enduring is too much, and we need to hear from the NWA." End quote. The councillor is also questioning why the NWA is not talking to the St. James Municipal Corporation in relation to the maintenance of roads and other projects in the city. Crawford further called for a meeting between the St. James Municipal Corporation and representatives of companies operating in the BPO sector to address issues relating to the indisciplined practices of the drivers transporting their employees. He said, while there is a need for more traffic police to be on the streets of Montego Bay, especially at major intersections, he understands that there is a manpower challenge in relation to the Jamaica Constabulary Force having adequate officers. Meanwhile, the councillor is putting members of the public on notice to brace for major traffic delays once work commences on the Montego Bay Perimeter Road and the Long Hill Bypass. He said roadways in Catherine Hall, West Green, and the Bogue Main Road will be impacted by the perimeter and bypass road construction. Continuing with the news, Prime Minister Andrew Holness says the National Identification System, NIDS, will be fully operational this year. Mr. Holness was speaking during a tour of the NIDS Card Centre at the Post and Telecommunication Department on South Camp Road in Kingston yesterday. Now, the facility will be responsible for producing the identification cards issued under NIDS. It includes the production center, vault area, and enrollment site. The Prime Minister, in outlining the importance of NIDS, noted that when a service is provided, the government must be able to identify the beneficiaries and be able to account to the citizens as to how their funds are spent. Program Director for NIDS, Warren Vernon, indicated that the system is about 80% completed. Mr. Holness assured that the ID cards that will be issued through the NIDS will be secured with the highest level of encryption and cannot be duplicated and misused. Still tonight, a call has been made for the government to re-establish the National Commission on Science and Technology NCST, to drive many of the innovations that are required to guide and assist the private sector. This from opposition spokesman on finance, Julian Robinson. He was highlighting the dormancy of the commission, which he said has either been in hibernation or has become inactive. During a virtual meeting of the Rotary Club of St. Andrew earlier yesterday, Robinson said that the NCST should be reinstituted with new leadership and membership, as the country needs the commission now more than ever before. He stated that the NCST was crucial to ensure that there was some synergy between what the private and public sectors do in relation to innovation. The NCST was established in 1993 as a broad-based, cross-sectional national advisory body to the government on policies and strategies relating to science and technology. And that's our news package for you tonight. Thank you for tuning in to Mello TV Evening News at 8. I am Shelley Ann Hill. Do stay safe and pleasant viewing.